What is up, awesome people? We are talking about the WNBA 2023 training camps. And we are walking through every single team and talking about who actually is on the training camp rosters. Because if you're anything like me, you're probably confused as to like who's on the roster every single year. It's like searching Twitter, finding out new updates of what's happening. But instead of searching high and wide to find out who's on the rosters, now you can just watch this video and find out who is on the roster on day one for WNBA training camps. So we've been walking through all of the teams. We have talked about the Indiana Fever, the Dallas Wings, the Atlanta Dream. And for this video, we're going to talk about the LA Sparks. So the Los Angeles Sparks, unlike other teams in the league, they likely will only have a roster of 11 players this season, just due to cap space and a whole bunch of other stuff. They could have 12 players, but it requires some of the veterans to be cut. So I'm not sure. It depends. If LA cuts Chene and or possibly like Lexi Brown or somebody like that, it seems like they'll be to have 12 players, but if they don't, they'll likely only be to have 11 players. But we will kind of see what happens. But you're probably like, who's on the roster? Let me tell you. All right, so we are going to talk about the roster from rookie on up. All right, we're going to get started with the rookies. So starting off for the rookies this season, this training camp at least, we have Yang Li Wei. For some reason, her height is not officially listed on the Sparks page, so that's kind of weird. But she is a guard from China. For the rookies, we have Monica Sanano, who really was a Iowa standout. A lot of people who watched the Final Four and the national championship game just saw Monica Sanano's talent on display. She is a 6'3" forward/center, and she's from Iowa. So we will see how she does in training camp. We also have Ray Burrell, who is a small forward/guard. She is standing at 6'2", and she comes from Tennessee. Finishing off the rookies for the LA Sparks, we have Zaya Cook. Zaya Cook is from South Carolina, and she stands at 5'9" and is a guard. All right, so those are your rookies for this season. And going into some of the older players on the team, we have Crystal Bradford, who is in her third year in the WNBA. She stands at 6 foot tall, and she is a guard/forward. We also have Joyner Holmes in her fourth year in the WNBA. Joyner stands at 6'3" and is a forward. And we have Carly Samuelson, who is in her third year in the WNBA. She stands at 6 foot tall. She is a guard. And we have her sister, who is in her fifth year in the WNBA, Katie Lou Samuelson. However, she will miss the season due to pregnancy. So she is on the roster for training camp, but she actually won't be playing this year because she is pregnant. Congratulations, Katie Lou. But we also have Lexi Brown, who is in her fifth year in the WNBA. Lexi Brown has been on a bunch of other teams, also played for the Sky, so I have to, always have allegiance to some of my former Sky players. So Lexi stands at 5'9" and is a guard. Also, as a 6-year player, we have Chene Agumake. Chene is a forward who stands at 6'3". Fun fact about Chene, if you don't already know, she works at ESPN. So it's kind of cool. She kind of has two jobs, kind of like down the street from each other. Kind of fun. We will see if she makes the roster for this season. Because like I mentioned before, the LA Sparks kind of have a cap issue. So they have to get rid of some of these older players to make room to have all 12 spots filled. We also have Jordan Canada, who is in her 6th year in the WNBA. She is a guard and she stands at 5'6". We also have Rashonda Gray, who is in her 6th year in the WNBA. She is a forward and she stands at 6'2". And we also have Azurá Stevens, who is one of my favorite players in the WNBA. She is a forward/center and she stands at 6'6". She's also a former Sky player. So Azurá, I hope you have a great season. I can't wait to see what you do at LA. And we also have Dearica Hamby, who is a 6'3" forward. She is in her 10th year in the WNBA. For those who don't know, Dearica has been with the Las Vegas Aces for a long time. And she is no longer with the Aces and is with LA. So I'm just really interested to see how she works in a different system. Also, she's coming off of pregnancy. And yeah, so it'll just be really interesting to see how Dearica plays this season. I can't wait to see it. She also is definitely one of my favorite players in the league. And entering her 11th year, we have Lasia Clarendon, who stands at 5'9" and is a guard. We also have Nneka Ogwumike, who is really the leader of this team, who is in her 11th year in the WNBA. Nneka stands at 6'2" and is a power forward. And finishing off the LA Sparks team is Jasmine Thomas. Jasmine Thomas is in her 13th year in the WNBA. She stands at 5'9" and is a guard. And for those who aren't aware, Jasmine Thomas used to play for the Connecticut Sun. That was the same team that current LA Sparks head coach Curt Miller used to coach for. So he became the coach of LA and then made sure to bring Jasmine Thomas with them. So we will see how LA plays with a new coach, and also how these players just kind of react to a new system. It should be very interesting. Again, LA currently has 17 folks on the roster for training camp. They have to dwindle that down to either 11 or 12 based off of which sort of upperclassmen that they decide to cut. So we will see what happens. What do you think? Who do you think is going to get cut from this team? Who do you think will make it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching. Until next time, guys. Bye.